I'm back. Yes, sir. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Welcome back, all my fine aviation enthusiast friends. Welcome to the airplane show on this here Monday night, November 13th. Yes, sir. Yeah. Hope everybody having a good start to the week. My day was pretty good. Thank you for asking. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Airplane Show. So I made up a route. We're going to fly it, and we're going to have some fun doing it. That's right. So we're going to fly this here. Why does my screen look all weird? Let me unplug the... Give me a second. Let me unplug the capture card and plug it back in. The screen looks all like squished and shit. Maybe I didn't plug it in all the way. Oh boy. There we go. That is much better. That was weird. It was all squished up and shit. Let's see here. All right, it's still not showing correct on here, so let me, let's see here. What do I gotta do? Let's see if I can. Let me add another capture card. Capture 2. Yeah, this one looks much better. Okay. So we got that one. Let me get rid of the first one. Oh, actually, I think it got fixed, but that's all right. Let's delete it anyways. All right, and there we go. We had... So, anyways, I wasn't going to do a flight tonight, but I had to take off work again tomorrow. I have a couple appointments I have to run one of my kids to, which I cannot miss. You know, and I'm a single parent with full custody, so, you know, family, you got to take care of your family, that's for sure. So, in order to relieve some stress, I'm going to do this here flight. And, yeah, man. So, we're going to leave this airport right here. Riyadh. I think I spelled it wrong in the description, but I'll fix it later. All right, so let's leave here. Now, let me pull up Navigraph and the iPad, and I will show you. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! My daughter was using my iPad to draw on. Geez, she had like the screen all the way up. God, that thing almost blinded me when I turned the screen on. Good Lord Almighty! Good Lord Almighty! Loaded. All right, let's zoom. Let's zoomy. All right, we're taking off from 33 left, so that would be this one yonder here. So let's park, I guess, at gate 41. That looks good to me. And then we can just back up, come over here, come down here, and pick up 33 left. All right, let's get into this here A310 with our Emirates livery. But yeah, I wasn't going to do a flight, but I tried going to sleep. I couldn't sleep. Hey, Microsoft. Oh, Microsoft. It wouldn't be one of my streams if we didn't have some level of technical difficulties. That's not my fault. You see what I'm working with? I cannot work under these conditions, Microsoft. I cannot have fun under these conditions. That's some bullshit. Well, you know, in fairness, I did have like I have had this up for about a half an hour while I was like flight planning and figuring out what I wanted to do. I was thinking about doing a flight to Moscow, but you know, and I was thinking about doing something over Malaysia, but I really wanted to fly into Dubai, and I wanted to like take off when it was still kind of dark, and start cruising with the sun coming up, which I'm hopefully this will all kind of work out the right way. So let's see what happens. All right, installation manager. Now this thing did just go through another update today, Microsoft. So maybe that has something to do with the sim crashing. Bespoke airports, 90 points of interest, 4 discovery flights, 3 landing challenges, and 3 bush trips. Bush trips are a lot of fun. I likes them a lot. Landing challenges are kind of fun too, man. They're I don't know how some of these people get like there's one guy, I don't know if it's a guy, but there's one username, one profile name that's up there at like #1, like on every landing challenge I've seen, and he almost gets a perfect score like every time. Like perfect score is 2 million, and he gets like 1.951 million. So it's like damn, man, like what are you doing? What are you doing to get them scores? Looks like it's already sunrise. If you want beef, then bring the ruckus. Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Straight from the motherfucking slums, you got us. Let's see how dark it is here. It's 7 o'clock, so it's probably going to be fairly sunny out now. Damn, I should have did this an hour ago. I really like doing flights like at night and in the dark. Just you really can't see the plane too well. Oh yeah, look how bright it is already. Good lord. All right, well that's fine. All right, no worries. No worries at all. All right, let's put our chocks on. Let's get the jetway connected. Let's open up this door here. I'm not going to use the ATC at all. I hate the ATC setup in this simulator. Man, I really wanted to see this plane at nighttime. Like I almost want to like stop the stream and start over, but like I've already put the description in, like I think that would be kind of bad, bad on my part if I said, let's fly to Dubai, and then like, we're actually like flying from Rome and, flying somewhere else. So whatever, we'll leave this up. Yes, I know it's already bright outside and I'm activating lights anyways, but I need to make sure we can see everything. All right, so let's do our battery switches. And let's put on our exterior power. Let's check our battery levels and make sure they're all good. Yep, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right, they're all good. All right, let's get our IRS aligned. So let's do number 1 first. Let's do number 2 and number 3. Now I built this by hand in Navigraph, then I ported it, ported it over to SimBrief so I could get the OFB and all that. So, all right, let's go to int, and we got OERK. To OMDB. Oops, OMDB. All right, let's click return. And we got to click align IRS. All right, let's see what oh, I gotta import the flight to get the, hang on, let me import the flight into Navigraph. Forgot to do that. I'm like, why is my OFP not showing up? All right, ILS 30 left. Add to route. All right, very good. All right, so we have a flight level of 35,000. Let's put our flight ID in. So it's HO. If you see my videos and it's a flight that we are making up, my flight is always HO 123. All right, we got a flight level of 35,000, so flight 350. Our cost index is 49. All right, our alternate is Abu Dhabi International. That's OMAA. And our cruise wind, according to SimBrief, is 283 and 61. So 283 over 61. All right, let's now go to the progress page. Let's go to forecast. And let's put in our winds here. All right, so we got 31,000 feet we'll put in first. So 310. And that is 283.58. 283.58. And we have, let's say, 20,000 feet. And that is 242.23. So 242 by 23. And then 10,000 feet will be the last one. So 10,000 and 198.05. All right, and let's see what it's saying it is at Dubai right now. We can always update this later, but let's plug something in for now. So we have 90 and 5. So 90 and 5. All right, there we go. That's all done. Oh, no shit, no wonder it's not lining up. I turned it to the wrong thing. Damn it. Oh, man. Say it with me. Say it with me like I say it at least once on every episode of the Airplane Show. I'm an idiot. Damn. Oh, wonder it's not lining up. I can't believe I did that. All right, we got 240 passengers according to this now. That's not going to happen on here. We got 238, so let's put this to 238. According to this, cargo is 6. And fuel is 11.5. All right, so gross weight is 116,706, and we got a takeoff weight of 123.4. Payload is correct. Zero fuel weight is where we get a difference. I'm about 7,000 kilograms lighter, which explains why my gross weight is about 7,000 lighter. So, all right, let's click apply. And let's put in our, what is it asking for? Zero fuel weight? No, the total weight. So that is 116.7. So let's put that right here. All right, that's good. Now we just need to wait for that to finish lining up. In the meantime, we can turn the galley light on. Let's put our beacon light on. Let's turn on the seatbelt signs. Non-smoking signs. Let's arm the emergency lights. Let's turn on the master oxygen. And let's turn on the flight recorder. I guess we can load our flight while we're waiting for everything to line up. I don't think that'll matter too much. All right, let's go to, well, we could probably finish setting up our weights and all that. So, all right, let's go to the next page. Our block of fuel is 11.5. Our zero fuel weight is 105.2. 105.2. All right, and our zero fuel weight balancing is 25.5. I call it balancing because this number represents, you know, what it takes to balance the plane. So I forget what the CG stands for, but you know, whatever. I know what it is. I just don't remember what the, you know, what CG stands for. All right, let's see here. Takeoff. Oh yeah, well we can't do that yet. We gotta finish our flight plan first. So. All right, it's about lined up. We can finish waiting. It should say any moment now, you know, that we're good. This flight plan is pretty easy to put in. It's like a departure, an arrival. There we go. We are all lined up. We can click clear. And it's a couple of highways, and that's about it. All right, so standard instrument departure. We are 33 left. And we are doing Kobo 1J. All right, Kobo 1J. All right, let's click clear to get rid of that message there. All right, let's insert. And let's go down and enter our arrival information. All right, star. And we are doing the ILS runway 30 left. We are doing this transition. And we are doing the Lorry 3C. All right, insert. Okay, now from Kobo, where's my flight plan at here? From Kobox, we need to enter a highway. So click on Kobox, go up to airway. We have M430, and we're taking that to DOH. DOH. And then from DOH, we're taking a highway to our transition for the arrival. So DOH, and then airway, and that is N300. All right, N300 to Lurid. There we go, to Lurid. And our flight plan is all set. Let's get rid of any discontinuities. So let's click on the clear button. Let's clear this out. All right, so that all looks good. Let me see, does it still have our correct? Yeah, it does. I just want to make sure it had our top of, you know, our cruising altitude correct. All right, let's go here and click on plan. Now I know this flight plan is good because I built it, but let's just check it out on the map here. So we get to an arrow. All right, so we take off, go around, jump on this highway. Yep, we go around and we pick up the ILS, and we are Gucci, son. All right. So that's done. Let's finish setting up our flight before we turn on the APU and back up. So let's come over here now. And we can now click on runway length. We can click on this down here. We can now click on runway heading. We can click on that. Let's update the conditions. All right, and now we can click calculate. And there we go. Here's our V speeds. Let's set our barometric pressure. It's 1019. So let's set that here. All right, that's all set, and that sets it for all three. Let's plug in our landing elevation, which is, according to the ILS chart, the approach elevation is 62 feet. So what we can do is you can leave it right in the center of the 1 and the 0. So that's pretty close. All right, let's finish setting this up and then we'll get out of here. All right, so let's see here. V speeds are 138, 138. We're almost ready to turn on the APU and get that fired up. And all right, takeoff is good. Approach we'll worry about later. Let's come back here to init. I think we're pretty much all set, to be honest. There's not a whole lot to really set up. This is different than, like, you know, the Boeing or some of the other planes where you have a lot of back screens to fill in. There's not really a whole lot to fill in. You know, we got this page, we have the takeoff page, that's all done. You know, program, there's not, we already plugged in what we needed to here. Reference, there's nothing really to plug in here. And the init page we already took care of. So I think we're pretty good. So let's go ahead and get ready to back up. So let's go ahead and close. Let's close the jetway. Let's close the jetway and remove the chocks. And make sure all the doors are closed. I kind of forget where the runway is. I think it's behind me to the, we're on apron A. Yeah, I think it's back here. All right, let's get the APU on. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn on this fuel pump here. And we're gonna turn this switch on. All right, let's click the start button. Let's make sure constraints are on. All right, it's got nav, the flight directors are already on. Oh yeah, it's behind us to the right. Okay. The runway. All right, APU is finally kicking on. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm sitting here talking and talking and talking. I just went on this huge rant about Flight FK. I had no idea my microphone was on mute. Jesus Christ. Let me say it again. I'm an idiot. Sherm, I don't know if you heard me talking to you, but I was talking to you. I guess you didn't hear because I was on mute. I was saying, Sherm, that I think that flight was boss. I think we did really good with I think that was the night I did the Air New Zealand, I think it was. But yeah, man, it was a good flight. We landed it. It was a soft, buttery landing, if I remember correct. Uh, and it's okay that you didn't stay. I was saying a few minutes ago to you when I was on mute that a lot of times myself, I get really bored with these videos when I'm watching them from somebody else. So, I'll tune in for a few minutes and then I'll tune out. It's all good, my man. So I was going on this rant about Flight FK. Let me take a drink real quick, and let me take a sip of my Diet Mountain Dew, and then I'll go on my rant again about Flight FK and about how they're a bunch of dirty pigs. Flight FK. I don't care if somebody from Flight FK is listening to this. You're a dirty ass bitch. That's what you are. You and your whole company, a bunch of dirty bitches. So, all right, let me look at the. Hang on, let me look at the. All right, Kobox, I believe, is the last waypoint before we can go up. Okay, so once we cross Kobox, what we'll do is we'll click on profile and then click on it again, and that should put us back in climb mode. Let's adjust our heading so we can match up with. All right, so Flight FK, they have a couple of airplanes in the marketplace for the simulator here. And with those planes, one is the Cirrus Vision Jet G2, which I bought yesterday. And I mean, I've used that plane before a few times in X-Plane. I'm very familiar with it. But the liveries they had, I mean, this G2, it looked really, really good. They had this shuttle livery, which makes it look like the space shuttle, but like with red trim on it. I mean, they did a really good job with a lot of the way, a lot of the aesthetics of the plane. So I buy this plane for like $20 some, and I'm like, if this plane is good, I'll go ahead and get the Honda jet that they had, because they have this little Honda jet as well that looks really good. So I buy it, and I think I was either in Denver or Dallas. I turn it on. It's a very easy plane to turn on. You just flip both battery buttons, both alternator buttons, and turn the engine on. I mean, you could do it with. Anyways, it's easy to do. Within about a minute and a half, all the screens go black. So I'm like, all right, well, maybe since I just downloaded it, maybe I need to restart the simulator. So I'm like, I'll just do one better. Let me restart my whole Xbox. So I just restarted the Xbox. I made sure that there were no updates for either the controller or the Xbox. Everything was good. I restarted it. I get back in the plane. Same thing. Within a minute, boom, black screens. So I decided to go to the description of the airplane in the marketplace, and somewhere in the description it says you can go to our website, for the owner's manual and other materials. So I go to their website and I click on the link for the owner's manual and the other supporting documents, and like the second file is a PDF, says black screens. So I click on it, and it's 3 pages long, and they know they have a huge issue with the Honda plane and the Vision Jet with Xbox, and they do not put anything in the description about these issues. They lead you to believe that everything will work perfect. If you read the description in the marketplace makes it sound like it's the absolute best plane on Microsoft Simulator. And I don't fault them for writing a very good descriptive. I mean, the plane is very good. It looks really good. Like, there's a lot of good things about this plane. However, they're a bunch of dirty ass pig bitches because they're not telling people the truth about this plane. This plane is broke as hell. There's a 3-page PDF trying to explain to you how to get rid of the black screens. Well, I followed it step by step. And are we at past code box? Oh, good. We can start our climb again. All right, let's go ahead and click on profile and click on profile again. There we go. Now we'll go back into climb mode and we'll get up to 35,000 feet. There we go. So, right. So the description says, you know, start your airplane in like the South Pacific. You know, where there's not a lot, where it's not dense, there's not full of people or traffic. So I start in this little speck of dust island. I forget the name of it. The island and the airport are so small that there are no gates to park at. You just start right on the runway, right? It's a super small like runway, like it's crazy. So I start there and I follow the instructions. I get rid of all the detail from the map, so the map does not show anything other than like the route that you have programmed. I turn off all the AI traffic. You know, I go ahead and, you know, I don't zoom past 5 miles. I follow everything step by step. And wouldn't you know it, within about a minute of me doing all that, because it only took me like maybe 30 seconds to do all that. So still the same thing. Within about a minute and a half, all the screens went blank. So I hope somebody, so I the only way to really, you know, get a hold of these jokers from Flight FK is to get on their Discord channel. So I went on their Discord and I lit those fuckers up. And nothing will probably come from it. And I'll probably never hear from them. And they will probably continue to do business, you know, shady and shitty and stealing money from, stealing money that, you know, is, you know, money's not cheap nowadays, my man. You know, everything is so expensive. So for somebody to take their hard-earned money and spend it on a digital airplane just so they can have a little bit of fun, you know, that's a big thing. You know, but they're stealing money from I feel like they stole money from me because they built this product up to be one of the best products on the marketplace, and it's complete shit. So I'm mad. Like I said, I don't think I'll ever get a refund. So, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, if you see anything from Honda Jet, don't get it. If you do get it, read about it first and make sure that it'll work on whatever platform you are going to, you know, use it on. Because if I knew what I knew now yesterday, I wouldn't have bought that shit. I would have saved my money. Probably would have bought a pizza instead. I had me a McDonald's breakfast sandwich this morning. Man, I haven't had one of them McDonald's breakfast sandwiches in, I don't know, maybe a year. I get a couple of their burritos every once in a while for breakfast. Them burritos are really good. Taco Bell's breakfast is hanging, yo. They have these breakfast burritos at Taco Bell where they put like potatoes in it and shit like that. Man, and they put this like little spicy sauce on it, or in it. And them things are delicious as hell, man. So, yeah, I'm not on mute anymore. I couldn't believe I'm sitting here talking for like 10 minutes. I'm on mute. Maybe longer than 10 minutes. I don't know. I put it on mute because I had to sneeze. Yeah, typically I wouldn't be making a video this late on a Monday, but taking the day off of work tomorrow. I have to take one of my kids to a couple of appointments tomorrow. So I tried to lay down and go to sleep, couldn't sleep. So I was like, well, let me go ahead and do this a flight to de-stress. Today was a very stressful day for me. I'm not bitching or complaining. I'm just telling y'all, what was going on today. But yeah, today was a very stressful day for me, and this calms me down, and de-stresses me nicely. I like the sound of the airplane. I like, the pushing of the buttons and the format of having to do things, and I like looking at the earth below, and it's very calming to me to play this game most of the time. Not when I buy an airplane that does not work, or like yesterday with that Antonov. I wound up editing the video, so hopefully if you catch it, you're going to see the edited version. But yesterday I did the Antonov 2-2 flight. I did a flight on that, and it was my first full flight ever with that plane, and we did good. We had to do a, we had to do the landing. We had to do the landing approach 3 times, but we did land. I didn't have to edit the landing. We did the landing. The first time we actually tried to do the landing, we landed it, and it was soft, and it was a good landing for that big of a plane. But for the first 50 minutes of the airplane show yesterday, we were continually restarting the simulator. We loaded the train onto the Antonov. We loaded the train, and the camera froze. Now the cursor would move, but I couldn't click on anything, and the screen wouldn't move. Just the cursor would move. So I was like, well, let me see if maybe a different airplane will work. So I exit out. I put a different airplane in at a different airport, and same thing. Camera's frozen. So I restart the simulator. Get into Antonov. The flight bag tablet screen is black. When it's like that, when you start the simulator and the screen is black, you can't turn the screen on. I don't know how. I've tried everything, and nothing seems to turn it on. So then I got out of the simulator and I got back in it. By this time, it's like 45 minutes in. So, yeah, man. Fun times on one of the latest episodes of the Airplane Show. All right, we are at our cruising altitude, folks. Now, once we make this turn here, I'm going to speed up the simulator a bit and see what happens. All right, we can turn off the continuous relight now that we are cruising. And we are out of icing range, so let's go ahead and turn icing off. We'll let people smoke because, why not? Smoking, vitamin cancer, got to get your vitamins. I just had a childhood friend battle cancer, and she beat the shit out of it, so I'm very, very happy for her. She had cancer like in her esophagus or somewhere in that area. I forget exactly where it was, somewhere in the throat region, and yeah, she made it through. She's cancer free now, which is a blessing. I have a cousin who has stage 4 cancer, and I mean the type of cancer is irrelevant. I'm not gonna say it on air, but he he's got a death sentence. So cancer's a bitch. I'm pretty sure somewhere they already have a cure for cancer, but these pharmaceutical companies make too much money on cancer drugs, and the lobbyists make too much money. So I I don't know. All right, let's speed this up a little bit and see what happens. So let's push on the right thumbstick and push up. And let's see what happens. So we are now sped up. And let me go ahead and put us at regular speed again because we're getting ready to make a turn. Last night, right at the time I said I was an idiot, you know, where the last flight I did was in Australia last night, and I really thought that I had the plane sped up. So with the controller setup I have, you have to push the right thumbstick down and push up on the D-pad to speed up, or push down to slow back down. Well, I was pushing the right bumper button and up, and I did that like 2 or 3 times last night, and I psyched myself into thinking that the seconds on the clock were actually speeding up and that I was actually going faster than I was. And I'm sitting there like talking about how great it is that, you know, we can speed up and look how fast we're going, and we were still going regular speed. Well, I almost fell out of the sky last night because, you know, on the setup I have, the up and down arrows on the D-pad operate the flaps. While I'm sitting there holding the right bumper down and pushing down 2 or 3 times, I wind up extending the flaps all the way out, you know, at 160 knots, and I go straight down to like 70 knots, and I'm thinking to myself, man, this thing is broken as hell. It doesn't work right when you slow down. The simulator time, it like almost crashes your plane. Well, I didn't realize until like, you know, the last time I did it that I'm like, oh man, I'm putting the flaps down. I'm pushing the wrong buttons. All right, let's speed up again. So thumbstick down and once forward. I don't know, like, I know you can continue to go faster. You know, I think I've done like 3 clicks. I think that's like the fastest I've ever gone. Let's see how much faster this is right now. Usually a good way to look is the mileage. Yeah, the miles is just ticking down. Like 1 click is pretty good, I think. It looks like it's about maybe 3 seconds per mile. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Yeah, 3 to 4 seconds per mile. That's not bad. So if you have 100 miles at 3 seconds, that's 300 seconds. That's 5 minutes per 100 miles. That's not bad. Now I'm wondering what would happen if I... Center tank is feeding. Well, thank you for playing center tank. Let's go ahead and cross feed you, bitch. So since you're feeding, you might as well cross feed everybody. I'm very leery about doing this speed boost, you know, fast, like more than one click faster. I don't know. I mean, maybe I should have more faith in Microsoft, but I don't. I don't. I don't. All right, transition altitude is 15,000, and we got to put in hectopascals. Let's plug in our course and our approach. All right, let me slow down back to regular speed. All right, let's plug in our course. So our course is 299. And the frequency is 111.3. All right, where is our top of descent at? Let's see here. Reference. Our MDA is 260. And let's plug in, let's see here, OMDB, I guess, for the fix, because you can't put a runway in this plane. 737, you can put a runway in. This plane won't accept the runway. I thought somewhere on here it would show you the top of descent. I know it shows it on the map, but I thought it had a top of descent here somewhere, but maybe not. Huh. All right, let's update Dubai's forecast. Oh, still this. Oh, let's refresh just to. Yep, still the same. All right. I think it's really pretty flying over like Saudi Arabia and this part of the world. I don't know. I know it's like a lot of sand and all that, but I think it's really pretty flying over this part of the world. All right, once we, oh yeah, we can speed up. Let's go ahead and speed up again. Oh, it looks like racetracks down there, doesn't it? Wonder if that's like a business or if it might be actually a racetrack. I don't know. That's weird. All right, once we get to DOH, we're gonna flip to our second highway. And that highway will take us right to our transition point for the arrival. Doha, that's a nice airport too, at Doha International. Look at that, man. We should do that airport next. I love taking off or landing right over the water. Look at that, man. It's like a little island, that runway right there. That is cool. Now we are definitely gonna slow down before we get to that turn right there, that's for sure. All right, our top of descent is coming up in the not too far future. Ahmad International. I'm so glad I bought all these liveries for the A310. It's so cool, like looking at like the actual like an actual livery while you're flying instead of looking at like I mean the Xbox one's okay, the Aviator ones or the ones that say like A310, but it's you know I like seeing like the real livery. I think it was like $5 for all the liveries that I bought. It was like I think it's like 40 liveries, and it was like $5. That's a crazy good deal. All right, let me slow down because I want to look at something. I'm looking at our arrival chart right now, and I want to look at something. So let's slow down. Now at Lurid, it says we need to be no more than 250 knots, and we need to be below 16,000 feet. So let me see what it says here for Lurid. Okay. All right, very good. It has it. That is good. All right, let's go ahead and speed it back up again a little bit until we get closer to that turn. All right, let's slow down again. And remember, if you are going to do this, speed up and slow down, nowhere, anywhere, nowhere, anywhere does it show you how many clicks you've done. You have to remember. So I'm only doing one because I don't trust the technology. I've had it crash airplanes before. I'm sorry. let me rephrase that. I've had it crash the simulator before when I've used this feature. So that's why I'm leery about using it, because I've had it crash the simulator before. All right, let's see here. Our top of descent is coming up. Got cup row, mid row, max bow. All right, so let's plug in 28.2 right now. That way, when it's time, it'll start descending. And the reason I do these steps instead of just turning it all the way down, I like to see on the map where the navigation, where the software, where the airplane thinks it's going to be at that altitude. That way I know if I need to slow down, speed up, increase, decrease the angle of attack, you know, add spoilers, you know, I like to see it. So, you know, if we're supposed to be at a certain altitude at a certain waypoint, I like to see it. That way I know what to do to make any corrections if need be. All right, there's our top of descent. So once we make this here turn, we'll go ahead and speed up again. Wow, look at that little island. Wow. Oranian? Is that what it said? It's tough to see it with the glare. Karnan. Huh. Wow, that is a little island. Good lord. I wonder if anybody lives on that island. Or if it's just like some vacation homes maybe, or, you know, research sites. There's another little island. I'll have to go ahead and play around and get on the maps and see what these little islands are. That's really cool, like little island. Maybe they're private islands owned by somebody. All right, we're wings level, so let's go ahead and speed up. And we'll speed up until we get close to our descent. And then we will be good for our descent. And we got to remember our transition altitude here is 15,000 feet. Our decision height is 200. We can plug that in. All right, that's good. We're getting very close to the top of our descent. All right, let's go ahead and, well, we'll wait, I guess, another minute maybe. So it says we're 63 miles from our destination, according to the DME equipment. All right, I just slowed down. But yeah, according to our DME, we're about 61 miles out. This plane should descend on its own, meaning that I don't need to activate a feature for it to start downloading. Downloading. I shouldn't need to activate a feature for it to start descending. Another little island. Didn't realize there were so many little islands on this body of water. We are getting ready to descend. There's our vertical deviation right there. And there we go. The engine should be pulling back. We'll begin our descent. Yep, there go the engines. And we are not descending. Oh, there we go. Let's all right, it looks like we'll be okay. Jesus, we're getting ready to overspeed. It's trying to catch up to the vertical deviation needle there. It's trying to get this pink diamond back up to the center. All right, we got 28 and then 10,000. So let's plug in 10,000. Oh no, it should be 16,000. Yeah, 16,000. All right, looks like our speed is under control again. Let's go ahead and put this back. And we're right again on point with our vertical deviation, so we are good. We're in icing range again, so let's go ahead and put our anti-ice on. Let's put our seatbelt signs back on. All right, lurid is the transition point for our arrival. That's also the end of the runway, the end of the airway that we'll be on. So the reason example right here, this blue arrow is showing where we're supposed to wind up at 16,000 feet in the air. Well, if I put all that down to like 1,500 feet or 2,000 feet, we wouldn't know that we needed to slow down our descent or speed up or something like that. So, all right, I got you. Let's drag. I got you. Yeah, we're doing pretty good with our descent right now. That's a pretty steep continued descent this thing's been doing. It's been, 22 minus 23 minus 2400 minus 2200, like pretty much the whole way down so far. We should be slowing down now. So we need to be at like 250 knots. All right, the next stop is 8,000 feet. Whoa. Let's put our speed brakes back down. All right, next stop is 8,000 feet. And let's see what the METAR is in this area. Let's update it so it's 1017. All right, let's plug in 1017. All right, our descent is under control. The only issue I see right now, on this page at least, is this limiter here where it wants to limit the, limit our speed because we need to go from 230 to 210. Well, this says 250, so what we might do is just put ourselves in manual speed mode and lock in at 230 and, put into 210 ourselves, and then once we get to padded, that waypoint, then we can put ourselves in managed speed mode again. All right, let me go to approach here and see if anything needs to be updated. No. All right, that's good. All right, let's do this here. Let's take ourselves out of profile. I don't like how we're descending. I want to be at 8,000 feet by this point right here, and I don't see that happening. So let's increase this a little bit. Let's put on some flaps if we need to. I mean, some speed brakes. There's Dubai. I do believe. Now we're out of icing range, so let's turn the icing off. Let's put our logo light back on. Let's put our fuselage.
Stop rudder input. Stop rudder input.
All right, I did, bitch. Jeez, I just hit the button one time.
Input. Stop rudder input.
Jesus Christ, you're so. Man, that thing is so sensitive. Jesus Christ. So what we'll do is once we cross this next waypoint, then we'll put ourselves at 210 for speed mode, and then we'll plug in the next altitude we need to go to, which is 7,000 feet. All right, we might as well put our brake on. There's our brakes here. Max. Oh, we'll do mid brake. We don't need maximum. All right, let's plug in 7,000. Then we'll turn down, let's turn this down to 210, and then we'll do flight level change for that. Once we get to 210. All right, let's put some flaps in play. All right, we got that. So let's do level change. And we have flaps 1 set right now. Might as well throw in our landing lights now since we're so close to the airport. Our next altitude is 4,000 feet. So let's plug that in. Our glide scope capture point is 2,000 feet at about 4 around 6 miles out from the airport. Let's update our METAR again. Oh, still holding good at 1017. And once we make our next turn, we'll flight level change again. I think that's so cool how in Dubai they made their own islands. I watched a documentary on that before, like where they were pumping sand from the bottom of the ocean, and like I don't know, I thought that was so cool. All right, let's flight level change. Well, actually, our next No, our next height is 2,000 feet, actually. And when we get to DB 508, then we need to be at 185 knots. Flight management, flight level, control is good to use, in these situations. All right, let's activate heading mode. So let's match up our heading. All right, heading mode, because we're gonna activate landing mode in the not too distant future. Once we start making that turn towards the runway, then we're gonna go ahead and activate V/L for VOR/localizer. And then once we pick up that localizer, once we grab that localizer and start choking the hell out of it, then we'll push the land button. And then when that's activated, then we'll go ahead and activate autopilot 2, and that'll put us in a category 3 landing. It's pretty amazing that the A330 took the place of this airplane. Like, it doesn't look like it would be like a similar size, it looks like this kind of plane would be replaced by like an A321 or an A320, but not an A330, but that's what it says online. There's our glide scope right there. I believe that's our glide scope. Yep, that is our glide scope. Okay. Actually, let's hold our altitude. Well, we're already at altitude hold. Okay. I was going to hold it at 2,500, but we're okay right there. So once we get past rid of, then we'll switch down to 185. We have about 10 miles left. Actually, you know what? We can make our turn now, actually. The glide scope is high enough. All right, let's do this. Watch this. Let's turn to 185. We'll activate another level of flaps. Let's activate VL. Oh, we can't yet because it's not picking up a localizer. Let's start making our turn. I mean, we're so you know, much lower than the glide scope capture point right now. That, I mean, we have plenty of time to pick it up, and we're 16 miles away from, you know, the airport. So oh, no wonder it's not picking up the ILS. Duh. Not in the right mode. There we go. I was like, why isn't it activating? Alright, we'll keep on flying like at a 90 like little less than a 90-degree angle. And then once we see that, there we go, that is starting to come into play. Now let's make our turn. Alright, localizer is captured. So now let's push land. And push that up. And now you can see it says Cat 3. Let's go down here to takeoff approach. Let's click final approach. B approach is 135, so we'll say like 138 to 140. We got, yep, 111.3 and 299. All right, very good. All right, we're about 12 miles out. Once we get to 10 miles, we'll reduce down a bit more. Let's put you down to about 165. Let's go flaps 3. Yep, I know landing gear is not down. Just wanted to see if it would ding. All right, let's arm the speed brake. Very good. All right, let's go ahead and plug in 135. And let's put our landing gear down. And let's put flaps full. Glide scope is now captured, so we are all good for our landing. I got a little impatient with the arrival. I just wanted to get on, starting to get tired. It's almost 1 in the morning, and I gotta, be out of the house at 9 in the morning tomorrow. So. Well, you can see how big that building is from here. Look at that building there. I think that's that really large, that really like the tallest. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I think that's like the largest building in the world or something like that. One of them. But I think that's that building right there. That tower. I don't know if it's condos or hotels, but yeah, man, that thing is huge, bro. I forgot the name of it now. I watched the documentary a while back on how they made it. It's crazy how they get the cranes like all the way up top there, like how they like get the cranes to move like all of those floors up in the air, and then now you have like this massive crane, 1,000 feet up in the air. It's crazy. It takes a lot of balls to do that kind of construction work, man. That's got to be nerve-wracking, man. Just being that high up in the air, working on metal and all that kind of stuff with the construction of it, the wind blowing, it's, you look down and you just see little dots walking around, and it's windy and cold, and oh man, I don't know about all that. You need to be a very special person to, special in a good way, but very special to work on something like that and be that high up in the air.
300.
Same thing with the people that like work on the cell phone towers and the TV towers. Jesus, man, it's crazy some of the work they do.
200.
You can land, you can do it. All right, we're here. Welcome to Dubai. All right, my friends, that's it for the airplane show tonight. I'm tired as hell. It's late. I need to go to sleep. Thank you for tuning in. I certainly appreciate it. Before you leave my channel, make sure you just take a half a second and click on just a half a second, click on 2 things: subscribe, thumbs up. That's it. If you want to do notification bell too, that's wonderful. But more important to me, at least, is just taking that half a second and just tapping on your phone in 2 places, or clicking on the key, clicking on the screen a couple places. Subscribe, like, thumbs up. That's about it. Be good to yourself, be good to other people, certainly be good to me. This is Greg, your internet pilot, the host of the airplane show, signing off until we see each other again, my friends, over the beautiful skies of Mother Earth. See ya.